Good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of Campus Chronicles. As you know, that we have been inviting leadership on our show to know more about their personal life and how they're doing things. With that regard, today we have one of my favorite personality with us, Professor Dr. S.Akbar Zaidi, who is a leading political economist and is now currently leading one of the top business schools in Pakistan, IBA Karachi. It is no introduction, but just to understand a little bit about his background. Zaidi Saab, welcome on board. Thank you for giving us the time. To start this off, can we start by understanding about your background on how this all started, your education, and how did you end up being the executive director of one of the top business schools in Pakistan?
So first one correction, IBA is not a business school. Let's start with that. IBA is a university. Which offers computer science, history, mathematics, and business studies is just one part of it. So let's put that. Amazing. Because there's a lot of people have this misperception that IBA is a business school. It's no longer that. It changed many years ago, and it offers far more interesting disciplines than business studies. So my own background is I've studied economics all my life. I practiced economics, taught economics. I taught at Karachi University. I started teaching in 1983, and then I taught at Applied Economics Research Center for about 13 years. I left AERC, as it was called, one of the best research and teaching institute centers in Pakistan for economics. After that, I did my own academic work. I taught at Columbia University for 10 years. And then while I was at Columbia, I used to teach one semester there and one semester at the IBA. So when the previous vice chancellor stepped down, I applied, and I'm surprised I got this job because I didn't expect it. So really I've been here for 6 years now.
Oh, excellent. So all the way from Columbia State University to IBA, what are some of the differences that you observed, the way we govern the universities and
higher everything. There's no comparison. Columbia University is one of the best universities in the world. It's an Ivy League university in New York. IBA is a good university in Pakistan. The standard of higher education is terrible in Pakistan. There are maybe 8 or 9 universities which are places where you get knowledge and you learn a lot in Pakistan. The rest, 255 of them, are rubbish. Most of them should be closed down. More than 10, maybe 20 or 30 which are good. Those which are professional universities are good, but not all of them. It's a terrible system of higher education that we have. So there's no comparison. Columbia, I used to go and have conversations with Nobel Prize winners in economics. There are people from science, from philosophy, from dozens and dozens and dozens of disciplines. You don't even think of those themes in Pakistan, which is very unfortunate, but it's a huge, huge difference. But the experience and the learning that I had in 10 years at Columbia has helped a great deal in my own research, my own academic work, and also running the IBA in Karachi.
Excellent. So help us walk through some of the initiatives that you have taken here to change things, and what's the way forward?
So the first thing is that the IBA used to be a business school. It used to be considered a business school. It used to be called the Institute of Business Administration, Karachi, which is its formal name. So with my colleagues here, we felt that we need to move to a more academic environment. We collectively set up 3 schools. We have a School of Business Studies, which is the largest, which inherits the old IBA. Then we have a School of Mathematics and Computer Science. And then we have a School of Economics and Social Science. So we have 3 schools. And I've been here 6 years. And in the 6 years, we have focused much more on academic rigor, academic discipline, research, quality of teaching, quality of learning, international linkages. So all of that, my experience at Columbia has come in very, very handy. And I think that's something that we need to take forward.
All right. So I have gone through your interviews in the past. You have been a great proponent of autonomy when it comes to faculty. IBA Karachi is a public university, correct?
Yes.
So how do you balance being a public sector university, and I mean, what kind of autonomy do you think universities should have, and what price do they inevitably pay for that autonomy, being a public sector?
Every university should be independent and autonomous, whether it's private or public, regardless.
Mhm.
We are not centers of any government. We shouldn't be. Universities should not be affiliated or dependent on government. They should be autonomous. They should be able to raise their own funding. They should be able to charge their own fees. They should be able to decide what curricula they want. We don't want some higher education body telling us what should be taught or should not be taught. The ATC needs to come up with at least a 3 or 4 tier system of universities. The top, whatever, 20, 30 universities should be given absolute autonomy. They should be able to hire, fire, and have their own curricula, courses, whatever they want, with the market helping. But obviously, given our economic and social conditions, we can't raise finances to a level where it becomes inaffordable for most people. Whether we're in the public sector or the private sector, I think autonomy should be central. तो एक चीज जो हमने IBA में की है वो ये की है कि हमारे स्कूल्स और डीन्स को कंप्लीट आज़ादी है. हायर वो करते हैं, वो सिलेक्ट वो करते हैं, फाइनल मेरे पास अप्रूवल आता है, फाइनेंसेस का भी सारा उनके पास होता है, वो फैसले करते हैं किसको ट्रेनिंग के लिए भेजना है, क्या करना है. तो ऑटोनॉमी बहुत ज़रूरी है. ऑटोनॉमी के बगैर कोई यूनिवर्सिटी नहीं हो सकती. और क्या पढ़ाना है, किस तरह पढ़ाना है, उनकी फैकल्टी खुद फैसला करती है, उनके डीन्स खुद फैसला करते हैं. हमारे डीन्स के पास बहुत ज़्यादा ऑटोनॉमी.
Excellent. So, given this autonomy, 5 years down the road, what else would you wish, or are you planning to implement at IBA Karachi, which will push things forward to the right direction?
So my term is coming to an end. So I'm not going to be here in 5 years. Whoever replaces me is going to decide what he or she wants to do, where they want to take the IBA. So we have a few years of, for each vice chancellor at the IBA, you have a few years to create something, to give it direction, to take it forward. But people have their own preferences. Somebody can come and say that they want to start a school of law, fair enough. Or they want to start a school of education, up to them. Or they want to take what we've done further, expand our infrastructure. So I think every vice chancellor has a legacy. My predecessors have set up in the 30 or 40 years ago, they set up the very high standards of the IBA, which we are very fortunate to inherit. I am very fortunate to inherit the high quality standards of IBA, being in the public sector. Nobody knows we're in the public sector. Everybody thinks we're a private sector university. But we are the best. I will say this repeatedly, we are the best public sector university in Pakistan. I think we are also the best private public sector university. LUMS and IBA are equally good. So our Khan University is in a different league altogether. Don't even talk about it. So my intervention has been to raise academic standards with my colleagues, to raise academic standards in the IBA. After me, whoever comes, whatever she wants to do, he wants to do, it's their journey.
Any tip for them? The one who
if they think that we've done something right, take it forward. If they think that our systems are not working well, replace them. You want to raise finances, very good. Find donors, find things. So if they can build, I think the future of higher education of quality institutions like IBA, IBA Karachi, is internationalization. Building linkages with universities abroad, taking our faculty, our students, sending them abroad, getting faculty. This year, in the last 2 years, we've hired 12 foreign faculty to come to the IBA from Greece, from Egypt, from Morocco, from Spain, from Bangladesh, from the US, to come and teach at the IBA. I think that's something that needs to be taken. We need to think outside of Pakistan. IBA has now reached a very high level of quality. I think now it needs to raise its standards to become regionally and internationally recognized as a main as a leading university for academic research, academic training, and for the quality of our students.
Excellent. I mean, with that regard, as Sukkur IBA University, IBA Karachi have also got the AACSB accreditation. Do you think that accreditation really help put yourself on an international platform?
Very much so. Very much so. I think it's changed. I think the IBA Karachi has always been exceptional and outstanding. It's just that we didn't have a certification like the AACSB. We are also now trying to get the Triple Crown, Equus and MOOF and EMBA. And I think in the next 4 or 5 years, we will probably be very probably be the first Pakistani university to get the Triple Crown. And I think we've already started working on that. So that's something that we need to look forward to. It's very clear that AACSB accreditation gives us international certification, gives us a affirmation of the quality of work that we've been doing. And it allows us to be part of 1,500, 1,600 business schools, universities around the world. It allows us access of faculty. It allows us a sense of recognition, which an outside body gives us, something that we've always recognized and known. So I think it's helped a great deal.
Excellent. So going back to where you were talking about the systems, we have a lot of youth in our audience as well. So many of the youth in Pakistan these days, and I being one of them, feel alienated from the institution, may it be political, economic, or educational institute like ours. In your view, is this really a crisis of youth values, or is there something that we as institutions have failed miserably?
So the IBA Karachi is probably the only university which has a student government, elected student government. Students have been elected for the last, every year there's a new student body which comes. So students have a very strong role to play in advising us, telling us what's wrong, where we hear them. I meet them every semester. They come and meet our other deans as well. We are open to their suggestions, queries, complaints. We're very open to them. So I think it's important for a university to listen to students. The IBA, we get paid because of our students at the IBA especially, because we are not excessively dependent on government funding. One reason why the IBA has the luxury to be autonomous, independent, free thinking is that our source of income is not the government of Sindh or the government of Pakistan or HEC. Significantly, about 6% of our funding comes from the government. The rest is through our endowments, funds that we raise, and through our students. So I think it's imperative upon the management, the teachers, the administration to listen to the students. Your question is a very valid one. I think that institutions lag behind how young people think. We are way behind. They're way ahead of us with ChatGPT, with AI, with smartphones. They have more access to information. They're better informed. They have access to a lot of other things that are happening in the world, which our faculty does not even realize. So there is a problem there. There is a word which is used a lot, a disconnect there. But I think as an institution, if we keep welcoming dissent, queries, questions, suggestions, it's good for the institution, it's good for the students. We don't listen to everything we don't do everything that they say, but we listen to everything that they say. So that allows us to be better informed about their needs and we respond to them.
Now, I'm happy that you mentioned AI. We have also been struggling quite a lot back at Sukkur IBA University on where do we draw the line. I mean, we understand AI is already reshaping how students learn, how faculty create courses and access. Where should university draw the line between the legitimate use of AI and then what we call academic dishonesty? Are we reacting fast enough as HEIs?
I don't think we even know. I don't think everybody talks about AI, but nobody knows what it is. So let's be very honest with that. AI is this entity which people say, well, it exists. Yes, it's there, whether it's important. What does it do? I don't know. So, there's a general thing. Even if you talk to most people, there's no conversation, academic, conference, workshop, which takes place in anywhere in the world, even in Pakistan, where AI is not mentioned. But if you say, what exactly do you mean? People flounder. They really don't know what they're talking about. So let's say there's an entity called AI, and which has this very strong presence, which is affecting us. But I think, to be honest, we don't know how to deal with it. We don't know what it is. We don't know how to use it. We are looking at bits and pieces of it. It's evolving faster than our response. We really are way behind. As a community, as scholars, as individuals, as a country, Pakistan is not ready for dealing with AI. Despite whoever the government, individuals, people talk about it. So I think AI is going to change so fast that we're never going to be able to catch up. I mean, this is my sense. I could be completely wrong, but the little that I've read, I think that it's changing. It's going to continue changing, evolving, and we'll always be trying to catch up with it. So what we do today will not be relevant 6 months from now.
Totally agree.
So the question is, but that does not mean that we throw our hands up in the air and say, okay, dekha jayega, baad mein dekha jayega. I think we need measures, we need academic rigor, we need to think about how we are going to examine our students, how we are going to assess what we've been teaching them. I'm very pro AI. I think we should learn AI, use AI. If we can use spell check, why can't we use AI? Why can't we use ChatGPT? But I think it's important that a university should know why it exists, what it creates, what its role is, and if it's creating knowledge, making people think, use technology. I mean, I'm way twice your age, maybe even more than that, and students are younger than you are, so they're in their 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Those that are university, 21, 22, and they are going to, in 3 years' time, 5 years' time, they're going to be inundated with AI. We already are.
Yeah.
We don't even recognize an algorithm is the first step towards, the AI invasion, and it's a very, very early step, maybe a decade ago. So what happens 5 years from now, I really don't know. But I think if we can have some broad themes, that integrity matters, ethics matter, honesty matters, how you think matters, how you write matters, how you use technology matters. I think that's all we can do.
So your view as the executive director and somebody who's leading HEI, now we all understand that students today are graduating into uncertainty. Firms are getting more digitized, there are fewer jobs, and quite frankly, there are a lot of high expectations from the youth that we used to have in the past. So what are universities still teaching that is no longer serving students? And what are we failing to teach that truly matters?
I think a lot of stuff that we are teaching is redundant when the student joins in the first year. When she leaves in year 4, after 4 years, a lot of stuff that she learned is no longer relevant because things are changing. I think faculties everywhere are to blame for that. There's a tendency to say, okay, I taught this last year, I should teach it again. I have a PowerPoint ready, let me present that. There's a sense of comfort, laziness, काम चलाओ, जैसे है चलेगा, देखा जाएगा. Students को ज़्यादा पता नहीं होता. लेकिन अब मेरे ख्याल है वक्त बदल गया, स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत कुछ पता होता है. वो कहते हैं सर ये तो वही है जो आपने पिछले साल पढ़ाया था, हमको तो पता है, हमारे सीनियर्स ने हमें ये दे दिया है. So I think faculty need to improve their game, how they deliver, what they teach, contents. I think departments and deans need to sit down and say, okay, आपने पिछले साल जो पढ़ाया था, इस साल आप उसमें क्या innovation लेके आ रहे हैं. I think technology, as I said, has to be adapted, has to be used. We have to, take it by all forms that we can and say, okay, technology, and make it a friend rather than we can't compete against it, so let's not fight it. Let's use it. I think faculty need training, extensive training of how to use whatever, let's call it technology broadly, whether it's AI, whether it's other forms of interventions. So I think, and I think students are also self-learning a great deal. They're not dependent on what the university does anymore. They need the grades, they need the GPA, so they'll do whatever the teacher wants them to do. But I think they're learning much more from peers and outside of class. I think when I was a student, certainly, maybe when you were a student, the YouTube platform, Coursera, MIT, Stanford, everybody has their courses online, accessible. A student can no longer say, I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, this idea of I don't know is no longer acceptable. You have a phone, you have a laptop, you have internet. There is no reason for you to say you don't know, especially at a university like IBA, Karachi. There's no way you can say that. So if a student says, I don't know, I said, that's not acceptable. So students know much more than my generation did. We learned very differently. I think we've done a fantastic job with our academics, with our learning, with our teaching. However, the challenges that have been thrown up in the last 5 years and that are going to be thrown up in the next many years, we are not ready for that. And I think our faculty needs to adapt much more quickly than they are.
Yeah, makes sense. So we at Sukkur IBA University have a long-standing relationship with IBA Karachi. I mean, we've got an affiliate institute, and then we now are both AACSB accredited. What do you think Sukkur IBA has done particular right? And on top of it, is there something we can both learn from each other?
Well, I think there should be far greater interaction than there is. I don't think there's any. I've only been once in 6 years, and that too was not for an IBA Sukkur event. That was a Karachi Arts Council event where there was a literature festival in Sukkur. That's the only time I've been to it, and it's my fault. I don't blame IBA Sukkur for that. I think that also IBA Sukkur just had a new VC, I think 2 years ago. I think that is also, there was a gap for the 3 years after Nisar Siddiqui. There was acting VCs, and I think an acting VC sense does not allow whoever's acting, their powers are reduced, their ability to do things is reduced. There's uncertainty in their sense and for the university. I think now that you have a very active Vice Chancellor, changes everything. So I think this is a good time to start rebuild that connection. And I am in touch with your Vice Chancellor. He's in touch with me. We do meet frequently. We do exchange notes, but we've also done projects, which our universities have done together. There's an Erasmus project which we have been part of. But I think it's not sufficient. And I think the IBA Karachi is to blame for that. I am to blame for that. We have not reached out. I would like far more interaction with students and faculty at the IBA, Sukkur IBA, and maybe some faculty from Sukkur IBA, the Vice Chancellor, can come and work with us also. So our doors are open, but I know that Sukkur IBA is also open for IBA Karachi, but I think we've just been trying to build our own institutions, focus on that. So maybe that's the excuse. It's not a convincing excuse. We should be doing much more.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about the higher education institute. Let's park it here a little bit. Let's go back to a bit of the personal life with such intense professional life as we have observed here. How do you disconnect? How do you keep yourself relevant? How do you keep yourself active besides this academic life?
So there's a difference between academic life and administrative life. The IBA Karachi Vice Chancellor is an administrator. So I'm one of the few, if not the only academic who has headed IBA Karachi. Before me, there have been bureaucrats, there have been others. So I come from a purely academic background, from Columbia to IBA Karachi. So my sense of who I am sort of is very different from my identity is the IBA Karachi, and after I leave, I go back to my academic work. I am working on a couple of books. I read every single day. I read academic work. I come to the IBA. I would do my IBA Karachi work here. But once I leave IBA, so one of the things that about running a university is, and I've told friends who run other universities, is that the university never closes. A student can reach out to you. My students write to me. I don't know if that happened at other universities, to write to the Vice Chancellor directly. They have my email address. They write to me. My faculty, deans, staff write to me 24 hours a day. Some people sleep late. Some people wake up early. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm responding to, whether it's 5 in the morning, 3 in the morning, I'm responding to IBA emails. If I'm traveling, I'm on the phone all the time. So you never escape from this job. It's a full-time, and by full-time I don't mean 9 to 5. It's a full-time, full day, full night job. You're responsible. Something goes wrong, something goes right. You celebrate, you worry, you respond. So it's a full-time existence. So whenever you do find pockets, I go back to my academics. I read. I'm working on 2 books, which I don't think I'll be able to do while my tenure continues at the IBA. Once I leave, I want to give full-time work to my academic work, because that's something that I think whatever I've done with and for IBA Karachi will end after my tenure comes to an end. My academic work will exist because my books and others are read, so that will continue.
Excellent. There's this segment that we normally do in this Campus Chronicles. We call it the rapid fire, and many of our audience love this. Let's give it a try. I'm going to say a few words and let me know what comes in your mind after you listen to these words. IBA.
Excellence.
Pakistan.
Needs help.
Politics.
In trouble.
Failure.
Defines us.
Success.
We're waiting for it.
Life.
Fabulous.
Your favorite book.
Oh, there are too many. I don't have time.
A myth about Pakistan's economy.
That is doing well.
An institution that has disappointed you the most.
I can't say that.
On record.
I think everybody knows.
Let's put it that way.
Well, I'll say the cricket team, but that comes second.
All right. One institution that still gives you hope in Pakistan.
IBA Karachi.
Right. Brain drain, is it a tragedy or is it an opportunity?
It's a drastic tragedy, but there's no brain gain. Let's be very clear about that. We get money, we're selling cheap labor, but the quality of Pakistanis going abroad is having an impact on those who stay behind. Those who can go abroad are going abroad. Those who can't are stuck.
Youth today, impatient or realistic?
Very impatient, and that's good.
All right. So, as a word of advice, what message would you give to the Pakistani youth, especially the students who look at institutions like IBA Karachi or Sukkur IBA, not just for degrees, but for direction and hope? What was your message?
Get involved in politics, because look at what's happened in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Iran, Egypt in the Arab Spring. It's young people who are making a difference. Young people have to have their voice. They can't just say that, I'm listening to music, I've got my laptop on and I'm disconnected. You can't be disconnected. Whether it's climate change, whether it's political change, whether it's justice, whether it's the economy, unless young people take the lead and tell old fogies like me that we are wrong, and other old fogies like me who have much more power than I will ever have, I think we are not going to make progress. We're not going to succeed. Failure is going to be written all over us.
Totally agree. I know we're running short of time, but I've got these 2 really wishful questions, if you could allow me.
Sure, please.
Now, based on your experience, if you were advising the Higher Education Commission today, what are some of the reforms that you would
Very
recommend
simple.
them?
Leave us alone. Leave the better universities in Pakistan alone. Don't waste our time. Let us be. Come and see us once in 10 years, not 10 times a day. You decide which are the best universities in Pakistan. Let them flourish. Support them. And if the HEC wants to, Higher Education Commission, whether in Sindh or whether in Pakistan, if it wants to exist for whatever political reasons or other reasons or bureaucratic reasons, support the bad universities, let the good ones be.
Excellent. As a political economist, if Pakistan continues on its current path without meaningful reforms, let's say, what is most likely way it fail its young people over the next decade?
They are going to leave as they are. I think this is also a sign of the inability of the Pakistan state, government, economy, society to be able to give opportunities to the best amongst us. I think we are headed for a crisis, a disaster, an implosion. It's evident in small pockets everywhere. There's the political economy aspect to power, to economy, who runs it, who decides. And I think the disengagement by the young people, I think that is a huge disappointment, and I hope it's temporary. I hope they will learn from other young people globally and say they have to claim their country. They cannot escape.
To finish this off, complete the sentence for me. Pakistan's next decade would improve only
if young people take control and play an active role in how society runs, how the political economy runs, and how the economy runs. If they disengage, much of what we've got will deteriorate further.
Fascinating, Zaidi Sahab. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, Mohsin.
It was a pleasure.
Great pleasure. Thank you. Great questions. I enjoyed that very much.
Thank you. So nice of you. It was signing off. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for more.